Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
My name is Nate. Welcome to our class. What is your name?
My name is Koki.
Nice to meet you, Koki. How are you this afternoon?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, Pat. So yesterday I had a drinking party, so yeah, I have a little bit hangover now. Yeah,
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear
yeah,
that.
yeah. It's okay. So yeah, not so bad. Yeah.
But did you drink something just to rid off your hangover?
Mm.
Is
Yes.
it a milk?
This is some Japanese juice.
Ah, Japanese juice. I think
Yes.
Japanese juice is healthier than
Oh.
other juices of other
Yeah,
countries.
this looks healthy because this is the drink which is focusing on the healthcare uh,
Yeah,
made from mm, fruit,
yeah, natural fruits.
yeah, natural fruit. Yeah.
That's good
Mm-hmm.
because in Philippines, I just want to share, we have lots of fruit juices, but
Mm-hmm.
more on preservatives.
Ah, preservatives. Yeah, I see, I see.
Yeah,
So
so
like,
it's not healthy compared with your juices.
so put some additives, into the juice, natural
Yeah.
juice. So yeah,
Yes.
due to that, it's not natural.
Yeah, it's not natural.
Yeah, yeah, I
Are
see.
you ready to start, Koki? I'm so sorry, I forgot to ask you.
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you for asking for a free conversation. Yeah, it's good. Okay,
This time,
so
are you ready
yeah,
to start?
yes, I'm ready.
You chose daily news, and the topic is all about, is it legal to use the opposite gender's restroom in
Mm-hmm.
emergencies? Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And in which part of okay, in words and phrases, which audio would you like to listen? Do we have the US audio and the UK audio?
U.S., please.
Let's start with the first word. I'll play it now. Please repeat after the audio.
Okay,
Legal.
legal.
Legal is an adjective. It means relating to the law or the rights of people and society according to the law. Let's have the example. Please repeat after.
The lawyer gave legal advice on how to proceed.
The lawyer gave legal advice on how to proceed.
Next.
Urgent.
Urgent.
Urgent is an adjective. It means requiring immediate action or attention. Example.
An urgent decision was required to handle the situation.
An urgent decision was required to handle the situation.
Next.
Housebreaking.
Housebreaking.
Housebreaking is a noun. It means the action of entering someone's property illegally with the intent to commit a crime. Example.
The man was arrested for housebreaking after entering the wrong house.
The man was arrested for housebreaking after entering the wrong house.
Next.
Consent.
Consent.
Consent is a noun. It means permission for something to happen or agreement to do something. Example.
He obtained the consent of his parents before making the decision.
He obtained the consent of his parents before making the decision.
And for the last word,
Avoid.
Avoid.
avoid is a verb. It means to keep away from or stop oneself from doing something. Example.
To avoid confusion, please follow the instructions carefully.
To avoid confusion, please follow the instruction carefully.
Do you have questions in this part of the lesson, words and phrases?
So I have one question about consent. So I know the word consensus, like this word, having like this word. So what is the difference between consent and consensus?
Consensus.
Yeah.
Am I correct? I'll put in our chat box first. This one?
Yes,
Oh, sorry.
consensus.
Consensus with N.
Consensus. Consensus.
Co- Okay, this one.
Yes.
Okay. Consensus. When we say consensus, this word means agreement among a group,
Mm. Okay.
but consent just only one person or
Ah, I see.
one party. But mostly the consensus is agreement among a group. So it not just only an individual group
Mm.
agreement.
Okay. I can understand. So we use in Japanese actually, we use consensus. Consensus. Yeah, like Japanese word. When we have to like when we have to uh, make consensus in a group meeting or yeah. So hmm, given that those situation in Japanese, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, group
Mostly
agreement. Yeah.
meetings is always make by group, so that's why
Yes,
the
yes.
agreement also is by group.
Mm-hmm. So I will be careful to use consensus, not to use in one-to-one situation in
Yeah,
Japanese. Yeah.
because they have different usage.
Mm.
Consent, just only one person or
Mm-hmm.
individual, but when we say consensus, this is for group.
Okay. Thank you.
Is there any other question, Koki?
No questions so far.
Let's have the next part, comprehension part. Before the listening focus, let's check first the three questions that you will have to answer.
Mm-hmm.
The first question is, why did people worry after using a women's restroom? Second question, what did a man do when the men's restroom was full? And third, what should people do to avoid problems when using the opposite gender's restroom? And we will answer all of this after the listening focus. Are you ready to listen?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'll play it now.
Is it legal to use the opposite gender's restroom in emergencies? A growing number of individuals have been facing legal questions about using restrooms of the opposite gender in urgent situations, especially when all other facilities are unavailable. A number of people have sought legal advice after using women's restrooms when men's facilities were occupied, fearing potential legal consequences. Cases discussed on a legal advice site highlight this issue. One case involved a man who, after a night out, found the men's toilets full and rushed into the women's restroom. Another person asked if they could face arrest for using a women's restroom when all men's facilities were occupied. A Japanese lawyer explained that using the opposite gender's restroom in such situations could lead to charges of housebreaking. This is because entering the opposite gender's restroom could be seen as going against the management's consent, even if it was an emergency. Although there are legal risks, he pointed out that in some emergencies, like not being able to control bodily functions, the chances of being punished could be lower. However, situations involving wrong behavior, like filming or past similar actions, could make legal action more likely. To avoid problems, people should ask for permission or use the restroom quickly in urgent situations.
Is it clear or would you like to listen one more time?
I'd like to listen one more time.
I'll play it again. Listen carefully.
Is it legal to use the opposite gender's restroom in emergencies? A growing number of individuals have been facing legal questions about using restrooms of the opposite gender in urgent situations, especially when all other facilities are unavailable. A number of people have sought legal advice after using women's restrooms when men's facilities were occupied, fearing potential legal consequences. Cases discussed on a legal advice site highlight this issue. One case involved a man who, after a night out, found the men's toilets full and rushed into the women's restroom. Another person asked if they could face arrest for using a women's restroom when all men's facilities were occupied. A Japanese lawyer explained that using the opposite gender's restroom in such situations could lead to charges of housebreaking. This is because entering the opposite gender's restroom could be seen as going against the management's consent, even if it was an emergency. Although there are legal risks, he pointed out that in some emergencies, like not being able to control bodily functions, the chances of being punished could be lower. However, situations involving wrong behavior, like filming or past similar actions, could make legal action more likely. To avoid problems, people should ask for permission or use the restroom quickly in urgent situations.
Is it clear? Are you ready to answer the three questions?
Yes.
Let's
Yes.
start with the first question. Why did people worry after using a women's restroom?
Oh. Okay. So why did people? because they have the sense of fear about potential legal consequences.
Yes, fearing potential legal consequences. Next, what did a man do when the men's restroom was full?
He rushed into the women's toilet restroom.
Yes, that's the problem. He rushed into women's restroom. And third, what should people do to avoid problems when using the opposite gender's restroom?
Okay, so to avoid problems, people should ask for permission or use the restroom quickly in urgent situation.
Yeah, much better, should ask for permission.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have questions regarding the article?
No questions so far. Okay, thank you.
Let's have the next part, read out part, and please start if you are ready, Koki.
Mm-hmm. Okay. uh, is it legal to use the opposite gender's restrooms in emergencies? A growing number of individuals have been facing legal questions about using restrooms of the opposite gender in urgent situations, especially when all other facilities are unavailable. A number of people have sought legal advice after using women's restrooms when men's facilities were occupied, fearing potential legal consequences. Cases discussed on legal advice site highlight this issue. One case involved a man who, after a night out, found the men's toilets full and rushed into the women's restroom. Another person asked if they could face arrest for using a women's restroom when all men's facilities were occupied. A Japanese lawyer explained that using the opposite gender's restroom in such situations could lead to charges of housebreaking. This is because entering the opposite gender's restroom could be seen as going against the management's consent, even even if it was an emergency. Although there are legal risks, he point he pointed out that in some emergencies, like not being able to control bodily functions, the chances of being punished could be lower. However, situations involving wrong behavior, like filming or past similar actions, could make legal action more likely. To avoid problems, people should ask for permission or use the restroom quickly in urgent situations.
Well done. After reading this article, do you have questions or unfamiliar words which you'd like to know about? And I will assist you on that, Koki.
Okay, so where is the accent of the consequences? The word con
Consequences.
consequences,
On the
consequent
yeah, on the middle part.
middle word consequences. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
What else?
And in first paragraph, so I found an unfamiliar word, sought, sought legal advice. So what does that mean? Sought.
Um, where is it? I'm so sorry. Okay.
Okay.
So, so when we say a number of people have sought legal advice, so it
Mm-hmm.
means we are talking about search or ask for, look for. I'll put in our
Uh,
chat box.
ah, I see. Sought is the
Look for.
past tense of seek.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Seek, sought. Okay, I understood.
What else?
Nothing, nothing.
Everything is clear.
Yes, everything is clear now.
Feel free to ask if anything is not clear.
Okay.
Okay, let's have the next part, the
Mm-hmm.
discussion part. Let's start with the first question. Do you think public restrooms should always be separated by gender? Explain your answer.
Yes, I do. Yeah, public restrooms should always be separated by gender. Uh, even if not considering the LGBTQ. Yeah, so sometimes Japanese facilities, recently some Japanese facilities provide those. So how can I say all genders toilet as well. So next to the separated uh, restrooms. So yeah. Aside from that, so we should spread the separate by gender because it is for the safety, especially for the women, because in public restrooms, uh, there there sometimes happen that sometimes the how can I say um, incidents,
Harassment?
harassment or incidents happens. Sometimes incidents happen in those public toilets, right? The men hide in those personal box and personal toilet, and yeah, so mm, appear suddenly and do something, or yeah, so and uh, yeah. Moreover, there is some i- like accidents, like setting cameras to the toilet, or yeah, so something like that. So it is to avoid those situations. Yeah, yeah. So separating the toilet is better than so not separating, I guess, for the safety.
I agree. Of course, for our safety concerns.
Mm-hmm.
And also to prevent, as we mentioned earlier, prevent harassment or discomfort.
Yes,
And
yes.
especially we are talking about privacy.
Mm-hmm.
Usually we need to designate for our gender.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
How about you? If you were the facilitator of this comfort room, would you like to separate the genders, or is it okay for you to use by all kinds of gender?
From men's perspective, it is not so big problem because yeah, so I think I use toilet quickly, compared to yeah women's. So yeah,
Yeah,
the risk is very lower than yeah women's. So yeah, it's okay for me. Uh, and so by separating the toilet by gender, so additionally, we can manage the scale of the toilet restroom due to the mm, due to the
number of
demand,
people.
number of people and demand, because mostly in most in many cases, so compared to men's toilet, the women's toilet are so crowded every time,
Yes,
especially in the at the event,
rush hours.
rush hours and event, and yeah, some big events like live concert or so amusement parks or something like that. So by separating that, yeah, we can so prepare more toilet in the women's
Yeah.
restrooms. Yeah.
So the ratio of toilet to the numbers of women, much
Yeah.
better
Yeah.
to consider it.
Yes. Yes.
How about you already mentioned on your first answer,
Mm-hmm.
considering even without considering the LGBTQ community.
Mm-hmm.
So is it means that is it okay if I just want to have a know your opinion about this,
Mm-hmm.
because there are some gays or lesbian,
Mm-hmm.
they are comfortable to use, like for example lesbian, they are comfortable to use men's comfort room, gays women's comfort room. Is it
Um.
okay, or gays is still on the men's comfort room and lesbian is also in the women's comfort room, because they are men and women, still men and women.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm on the same page for this mm, discussion because uh, biologically, so yeah, we have the features of men and women, so we can distinguish only by the body functions. So men should use the facility for men's features, and women's should use the restrooms, which is made for
For
the
women.
women's features, body features. So, yeah, that's my opinion.
Yeah, that's true. Whatever your gender, whatever your body structure is, but your gender is still the same.
Yeah,
Much
yeah,
better
yeah.
to use the same restroom
Yes.
just to prevent conflict.
Yeah.
Next, number two. Have you ever had to wait a long time for a restroom? Share your experience.
Yes, I have, and it's happened. It's happened when I'm in the drinking bars, or yeah. So maybe restaurants that provides some alcohols because alcohols promotes our how can I say our up alcohol make me rush into toilet more often.
Yes, I agree with that. I
Yes.
also experienced that when I was in college. After that, I stopped drinking already.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, in those drinking bars, yeah, it provides only one toilet for one publishment, I think. So yeah, that is less. So the number of toilets are less compared to the demand, I think. So I need to wait, yeah, some period like 15 minutes or so. Yeah, so
Yeah, and
and
it's a hassle.
I would say the situation is emergency.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Even it's
Mm.
emergency, but you need to wait for a long time before your
Yes.
turn.
Yeah. Sometime a long time ago, I felt yeah really emergency. Yeah. So bad. I managed. I managed to use the toilet, but yeah, that was very close to spill something.
If it is it a life and death situation? Sometimes we feel like that because we cannot really stop ourselves to feel that way.
Yeah.
It's an emergency. I should really need to use this restroom. Can you please beg and spare me time for this?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I need to brave to say so ask my usage for the toilet, but mm, at that time I was not so brave that I can do so like ask uh for my time or yeah.
So you need to wait for your turn.
Yes.
Okay. How about the third question?
Okay.
Have you used a restroom not meant for your gender in an emergency? If not, would you do it if needed? So this is our articles
Mhm.
mention
Mhm.
using restroom regardless of your gender, especially if it is an emergency.
Yeah, so no, I haven't. Um, mm, but yes, I have. Actually, when I was very young, as a very small child, with my parents, yeah, I made. So only once, I guess. With my mother, I used the toilet with my mother at the shopping mall.
So
Mm.
you use the ladies' toilet,
Yeah, ladies toilet.
ladies' restrooms.
Yes, yes.
It's okay, you're just a kid. But how
Yeah.
about now in your age? We
No, no,
cannot
no.
really avoid emergency. And we cannot
Mm.
really um if we want to release something and this is already
Release
on
something.
the
Nice word. Release
yeah
something.
this is really an emergency, what are you going to do?
Yes. So, uh, from my perspective, I actually experienced that outside. So create the toilet, yeah, by myself. So I find the space uh, hidden from the street or so outside, and yeah, actually, to be honest, I've used those mm, open
Yeah, because
open
this is
space.
already rushed.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm so sorry, Koki, we don't have much time. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.